See, it's that simple. So how do they know? They're looking back they can look back almost 13 billion years of light that is taken traveling. They can look back. You need a huge, like Hubble telescope to look back into 13 billion years ago. And then things that you can't see with lesser telescopes, you see with Hubble. Does that make sense? And then what do they find? The further back they look, the redder the light looks. The closer things, like our closest star is Alpha Centauri. It's one of the pointers of the Southern Cross, if you know anything about that. It's close. It's 4 light years away, I think. And most of the stars we see are less than 6,000 light years away. Every star you go out to look at tonight is less than 6,000 light years away. It's close. But you need telescopes to see beyond that. So they know when it's hot, and they know redshift because they can see it's red. When you photograph it, it's red. So therefore they know that the longer light's traveled, the more it's been stretched, the universe is stretching. Now, tell me this. You know that the universe is expanding. What's the thing they found since I was a boy and now? There's something new that they've discovered. The universe is not only expanding, what? It's speeding up expansion. It's expanding faster. Who's heard that now just for the first time? Seriously, you haven't heard that before? No. Matthew?
It was like a constant speed.
You would say it's just traveling at a constant speed. To accelerate anything takes what? To accelerate something? Energy. And that is where they started into the concept of dark energy. It takes dark energy to expand the universe. So Doppler, we can use Doppler to find out how far away something is by how much the frequency has changed. And then all the theoretical stuff is worked out after that. Do you know what dark energy is simply? It means we don't know. We don't know a thing about it. Let's just call it dark energy. We could call it light energy, but we could call it any energy like that. They just call it dark energy. Now, what do you think they know about dark energy?
It's everything that falls, everything that's makes up more than 99%.
So it fills space, as Satan says, and it makes up most of the energy of space. If you say 99, I know it knows. Most of space is made up of an energy we know nothing about. This is how much they know about dark energy. Big fat zero. Never seen it. Know nothing about it. Just the universe is expanding. Something's expanding it. Let's call it dark energy. Explain. No. You know, at school, you guys come here and you think, we tell you this and we know all about Doppler. Do you know that we only teach you the little bit of science we know about? There is so much science out there that nobody knows one little bit about. But you may leave school thinking, I know everything there is to know about the universe, space and science and cosmology and whatever, economics, biology. No, we know nothing. Look at the coronavirus. Every big brain in Earth is working on the coronavirus. They know how much about it? Almost nothing. They don't know if we'll even get a vaccine. If they got a vaccine, would you run and get vaccinated?
Depends.
No, maybe after like a few hundred was first vaccine.
I also don't want to be the first to get it.
Exactly.
So now people are going to be reluctant to do it. In America, there's a huge movement. They don't like to vaccinate their babies because they're scared it makes them autistic.
Those people are stupid. Those people are stupid. They deserve to die.
On the record, Matthew, you're saying the Americans are stupid. Oh, not Matthew, Aiden.
Yes, they are. I agree. I'm saying it now, so can record.
Well, look, a lot of babies in America are getting measles, which they should never have got if they got their vaccination, mumps and rubella.
And smallpox is coming back because of
polio, all those things, those viruses were...
And then they wouldn't give it to the healthy people. Why?
They want to complain that the vaccine gave it to them.
Right.
Now, let me tell you a secret. I should switch this off, but you know that my son never received a single vaccine because I was one of those stupid people.
Sir,
Do you know that our church was very against vaccination?
so the church is lying to you. Sir,
When I was sent up,
Why you don't get sick?
luckily he didn't, but I was one of those stupid people, and my son likes to point it out. He says, whenever there's stupid people in America, I just think of you, Dad. You are my stereotype of stupid people, and now I understand how they think. Lovely, thank you, son. At least I taught you something. Stereotype of stupid people. So there's one use of Doppler. Because light is expanding, the frequency changes, and it's because all the stars in the universe are moving apart. Now, some stars are moving towards Earth, and their light would be what shifted? Blue. But the majority of stars are moving away from each other, therefore they are redshifted. But there's some stars that are moving towards Earth. We live in a Milky Way galaxy. Some are moving, and then they are blue shifted. So by the shift of light, we can tell if stars are moving towards us or not. That's the one use of Doppler. Anyone know other uses of Doppler? Any of you watch a movie called Twister? It was about, take a guess, Twister is a tornado. Helen Hunt was in it, I remember. And she was a tornado chaser, and they used to release like little balls into the air, like little silver balls, and then they could bounce Doppler on it, and then it would bounce back. And then from the movement of the balls, they know if the balls are moving away from them or towards them. So they used radar and Doppler radar, and then they could track the twister. So that was what the whole movie was about. So we used Doppler to track moving stuff as well. Like World War II, the planes would take off from Germany. The British invented radar. But if they could tell the speed the planes were coming towards it, because the frequency of the radar would be, if they were coming towards the British, what would happen to the frequency? It would get higher. If the planes were going away from the channel, the Doppler radar would get longer wavelength, and so on. So there's another use of it. And the last use of it is, ladies, when you go into the hospital and you've got a baby on board, they grease up your stomach, and then they put this thing on it, and they move it around, and there's like TV of your little baby. It always looks very unclear to me. And then they can see, oh, it's not a boy, or whatever. And that is ultrasound. As you mentioned, ultrasound. And so, how does ultrasound work? Well, they shoot a sound, a low frequency sound. It hits the part of the baby and it bounces back. Now, if the part of the baby is moving away from it, then the wavelength will be stretched. If the baby is moving towards, or the blood vessels and everything, the blood, they actually bounce it off the red blood cell. Whatever's moving. And then they can tell the thing from ultrasound. So it's quite interesting. Those are the three uses they will ask you. Expanding universe, the redshifted universe, Doppler radar for weather, and ultrasound. Yeah. Those are its three main uses. You know that when they serve a tennis ball, then they give you it 180 kilometers per hour. Right? How do you think they know it's 180? Doppler. They bounce sound on it. If that ball is moving towards you, it squashes up as it hits. They keep on measuring it, something like that, and then the wavelength is changed by it. Now that I think about it, I don't know exactly how they do it, but Doppler radar as well.
So is sonar radar the same?
Same thing, the cop stands there, he's got a radar gun, your car's coming towards him, oops, you're over the speed limit. Because the sound the frequency gets raised by whatever it bounces off. It's almost like they turn the car into a source of sound by bouncing laser on it, right? So your car becomes the source of the sound, the laser is emitting from the car. As it comes towards you, it's exactly the same formula. There we go. Okay, now I just want to see if they've got any nice questions here using the Doppler effect. Okay, how about going to page 189? 189 of your textbook. There, 188, you'll see the expanding universe, right, that we talked about. If you go to 181, I haven't got my glasses on, 181, Unit 1, the Doppler effect. Can you try and do those questions?